Thanks for staying with us. In a video trending online, filmmaker Tochukwu called out Nigerian parents, especially those raising Gen Z, accusing them of failing to instill work ethics in their children. According to him, while many Gen Z creatives are brilliant, a growing number are confusing. He argues that their parents, even respected leaders and professionals, have overcompensated in raising them out of a desire not to be strict like their own parents. They've chosen friendship over discipline. The result? A generation that's smart but struggles with resilience, respect, and basic workplace etiquette, like sending voice notes to their CEOs instead of proper emails. The question is this truly a parenting failure? You can join the conversation and call us on 02016 352013 or 090241634440 or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. Many of us work with Gen Zs. We have them all around us. Many of us are raising Gen Zs. And this has been a topic that, especially, yes, especially we millennials are, discussing over and over, because especially if you're an employer of labor, you find that these Gen Zs are ready to work, but their work etiquette is different from what we were, taught as people going into employment. They do things differently, they see things differently, they handle issues differently. They are at the forefront of his mental health, my mental health, I cannot cope. You even have people resigning on WhatsApp, the culture is just so different from what we are used to and what we were taught, that this is how to be in a professional setting. But let me come to you, ladies. What are your experiences so far with the Gen Zs that you've come across? And do you think it's a failure on our part? Do you think there are things we're not doing right in raising them that's making them, be a certain way?
Okay, Gen Z. I heard someone said Gen Z the other day, and I was like, yeah, I prefer that Gen Z anyway. But, I think we have these conversations maybe off the table quite frequently amongst us. And, I have said, in one of our conversations that Gen Z did not fall from heaven. They were raised.
Remember, you have Gen Zs.
Yes.
As children.
They were raised. Mind, they are alphas.
No, they're not.
Yeah, my son and daughter are alphas.
I have one Gen Z, the rest are alphas.
Yeah. So anyways, they were raised. They didn't fall from heaven. Someone nurtured them and brought them up to be this certain way. And the truth is that because we've seen it, the things that we had criticized our parents about, we try to do differently. But millennials, are we the ones that give birth to Gen Z? I don't know.
No, some of us now, like me, enter one now, enter Gen Z.
So in our minds, to correct the transgressions or the mistakes that our parents made, we decided to raise them this way. So they have turned out exactly how we have raised them. And now that, we're seeing the repercussion or the result of that training, we're now thinking, were our parents really wrong in the way that they raised us? Because what I see, okay, let's not just make it all about negatives. The positives that I see with them is they are very bold. They are quite confident. With us, it was not just respect for authority, it was fear of authority. If they say sit down here, you sit down. Even if you're right, when they accuse you of something, even when you're right, you dare not open your mouth. There has to be a way that you will speak to your leader or your boss, and it wasn't just about respect. It was as if fearfully do so, and they need to see that you're afraid of them. But the Gen Z don't have that. So on the one part, it is a positive because they seem more confident. But on the other part is that they've taken it to such a point that they don't even understand that some basic respect. They've taken this respect is not given but earned to another level where they don't even realize that the fact that someone who is standing before you is older, has more experience at the job, already earns the respect that person should earn, the respect that person has for having even more experience than you. They would go back and forth with you over things. And then the second part of it I don't like is when you try to correct them, they have this almost irritation. It's either they think they know better than you or they're irritated by your correction. So there's one thing not to know. There's one thing because that's how I was raised, this is all I know. But there's another thing about learning. Again, if someone is trying to teach you and correct you, and don't make it be about, you know, who do you think you are? You don't know as much as I am, as I do. Now, there's this young lady that works for me, and I have to tell you, I think she's an enigma because I cannot even put her in a box. She's obviously Gen Z. She's confident. She's, you know, everything. And yet, she's respectful. She understands, you know, proper work etiquette. And where she doesn't understand it, I would explain to her, and you would see confidently receive feedback and ask questions, which is something I haven't found lately. It's either you find a group that they are too fearful, too afraid to speak their mind, so they are grumbling inside and inside until one day they are so upset they burst, or the one that's just, you know, in your face constantly, you know, because they don't want any advice from you. So this girl just seems, well, to the point my mom doesn't even, it's not her she hails. She'll be like, who raised this girl? Anytime this girl comes around, my mom says, how are your parents? The girl thinks my mom is just being polite. She is gritty, she's honoring her parents that raised her, because how is she able to balance this? So honestly, there is a problem with how they see authority. There's a problem with how they relate with authority, but I think that they can be taught, but only if they're willing to listen. The only thing I see that is a bit wonky in the whole Gen Z thing is their ability to accept or receive correction. They don't seem to like that very much. They want to maybe make their mistakes. And I've seen some of them actually make mistakes and then come back when, you know, a bit later, saying, oh, I wish I had listened, which happened. But sometimes the best thing is if you are able to listen to the correction and just move on. So that's what I see.
It's part of the learning to make the mistakes and sometimes to not listen to the correction. We millennials, we do too.
Yes, now.
You know, we don't like to agree. I remember one day in the mosque, my father was giving a sermon and I thought he wasn't saying something correct. Imagine me. Hey.
He said touch.
I remember that I laughed and said, come and tell me. And then I came and said, okay. And then he said what I said, and then continued with his sermon, like, you just wanted to go ahead. But, you know, we had our own, you know. And I don't think that is
How old were you then? Because they have
to... just approaching, I think, 12.
So there's a difference.
So I was going to say that, you know, it's not a parenting deficit. It's value that, you know, were not properly imbibed. Respect, you know, a reverence of people is something that you must give a child. But with exposure, we used to think, why just give it? I suppose, you know, the way they say that all those kind of customs that an adult makes no mistake when an adult is in the room. So when you're an adult and a young child can actually see you that you're making a mistake, to give you the respect just because you're older can be a bit confusing. And so we don't want to make the effort of putting in the conversation to younger people. But in our time, parents who put in the conversations were the ones who won our hearts, who took the time, as opposed to those who say, just do it as I said. And so these young people too are in that place where we now have to understand them because they are more exposed, there are more devices now. And what's this called? We had Google. Google came in our time. But they have more innovative...
Social media.
Not just social media, AI. You know, doing things for them. Projects where we write, go and be researching. People do their projects now.
In 5 minutes.
They even take courses on how to use AI to write it.
Yes.
You know, so a lot of things are making their own generation faster, and you don't want to catch up as a parent. You just want them to... It's like you're slowing them down. And it gives them that impression that let me worry with people. So you don't connect. It's the connection that I feel is missing. In workplaces, you know, they have their vibe. And we were in that place at some point in our lives. It's with maturity that we started to accept certain relationships. We worked at it. We believe that the people around us must earn it, the respect. I remember that I come from a family where we don't kneel. And the first time I knelt publicly to someone, I felt... And when I got to say, I don't need, I said, I felt like I owed that person more than a kneeling. I felt that this person went out of their way. It's because my parents had raised me to see and appreciate something, to learn to appreciate when people take their time out of their own comfort to do something for you. Immediately I keyed into that relationship and I would not let it go because I felt in this busy rushing world, somebody took their time to pay attention to you and helped you out of it, as opposed to how the adults around me then, those are aunties, they will go on and on just laughing. You make the mistake and learn, and let you fall deeper into the mistake as opposed to helping out.
Aunties.
So a lot of these younger people were in that place where there's a mismatch of us trying to hold on to old traditions, them trying to do new things.
Wow.
There's no connection yet, and so there's conflict. It's constantly Gen Z. I find it easy to vibe with them. I find it funny the way they do their things. I just look at it, and like this one they do. But the ones that you want to raise,
bring
you
close
give
to
them. So as you're raising your Gen Zs, give them the values that you must give them.
Okay.
Yesterday I had the conversation with my sister about how my nephew was a device addict. He's always on it's this way, and he then started having insomnia. He won't sleep well. So we said, okay, an opportunity came for him to go and learn sales boy. There's a break in school, and so he worked with someone, and now he sleeps well. Because he has dropped the device. He has worked all day.
He'll be tired.
He'll be snoring. Mother said, "You don't sleep." Oh, I said, "You see, we thought it was a lot of things like that. When you give it room, you then see how it works."
Yeah. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll take YK's thoughts on this matter. Stay with us. Welcome back. We're still talking about Gen Zs and their attitude to work and everything. YK, I'm ready.
Gosh. Very difficult for me because I'm not a millennial. I'm not a Gen Z. I'm a baby boomer.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm totally... So I think I don't even have problems with the Gen Zs. I think I have problems with the millennials.
What did we do?
I like that.
So what I think is just each generation feels that the next generation is worse than they were, that we are the better generation, we are the respectful ones. I am sure that my mother's generation probably thought, these children, they don't have sense. So it's just a generational thing.
I like that.
Other generation thinking, our own generation. Gen Zs don't even disturb me at all because I have problems. It's the millennials that are right beside me that I'm just, what's wrong with them? So, really and truly, I don't find...
YK, if it was to compare workplace behavior, millennial and Gen Z, how would you describe? Because you've worked with both.
Yeah, I would go for the Gen Zs. I think their work ethic, I think they are even more hardworking than the millennials. The millennials just think, I know everything.
We were taught to pray.
I agree on that hardworking part. They're actually very hardworking.
Millennials are the ones that don't work hard.
I think millennials are the real problem. The Gen Zs and the Gen Zs that I come encounter, like Okiki now, very polite.
Oh, we love Okiki.
He's not a regular.
He's not a Gen Z. Oh. That was a Gen Z. Gen Z with angel wings.
No, Bolu that forget to come early, and wing his way.
Okiki is not here now.
Yeah.
Is he here?
But when he comes, how does he explain his absence?
I slept off.
So it's a lack of responsibility for me, right? So we were accountability. Thank you. We were taught to swallow some of the things that we were displeased about without questioning. Just accept it. Once he's an elder. As a matter of fact, I got into trouble working my former place because the Oga accused me of not coming to his office to greet him every morning. And he didn't have a conversation with me that is what was expected.
That's why I cannot like
yes, that was what, if you had told me and I refused to do it, that's a different thing. You did not tell me that it's part of the criteria. In my employment letter, it was not that I have to go and greet all the Ogas before entering my office in the morning. So he held it against me and he was using it to do me for a very long time. It was later I heard that they said BC was rude because anytime BC comes to work in the morning, she doesn't come to greet. And BC has gotten so many commendation letters for her work and excellence. So you did not add that I should come and greet you. Even in my, appraisal stuff, nobody had a conversation with me that this is what is expected. It was also a culture shock because I moved from the East down here, right? Yes. So what I'm trying to say is the Gen Zs have a way of doing things, which you have alluded to, that we need to understand them. But understanding them and not teaching them the basics, they are basics of everything. Respect, ability to greet, when you are given something to do it well, hard work and all of that. We are not enforcing...
Start and finish.
Yes, start and finish a project, finish a task. We are not putting emphasis on some of those things.
Can you put it to that? Because you're a millennial, you don't have that. You're just being picky because the baby boomers are thinking the same thing of you.
They thought
So,
the same
okay,
thing
this
of
is
me.
what I think.
Yeah.
Every
They thought the same of
generation, do better than the previous one.
Okay.
And with each generation comes more freedom. So we're not allowed to speak back.
Yes.
In
We're
our
not,
time.
yes.
A few of us were called
We're
rebels.
rebels, yeah.
Yeah. So the next generation, we thought, give them more freedom.
Yes.
As opposed to, first of all, establishing the values. Our parents were trying to establish values by taking away our own freedom. At some point, we thought, I will give my child that freedom no matter what. Let the child. As opposed to, first of all, teaching the values. For instance, I have a niece who, when she wakes up to greet her elders, is a problem. And all of us will just be looking at her like this.
Waiting.
So when she passes everybody, we call her back. Come here. Have you greeted? She had to greet again. What we're trying to teach it was respect.
Yeah.
But she thought, they are picking on me.
Yeah.
I felt that way at some point in my life. When I wake up in the morning, I just want to do my things. When I'm ready to speak, I then greet everybody. They say, no, auntie, when you wake up, you greet. When I got married, I can be looking at my husband in the morning and he'll be asking, did you greet me? I'll say, okay, are we greeting this,
in this marriage?
Because I felt that we were all there.
Yeah.
But right now, growing I'm insisting on my kids, you don't walk past anyone. Especially that's one that is very fast, we're always catching. Greets, teaching respect.
Yeah.
Teaching difference to elders when it's deliberate. That's you on your parenting side, because what their freedom is going to give them, be you feel older. Their freedom has already given them innovation, it has given them tech. It's faster, smartphones, they are faster, they're already there.
You cannot hold that.
So
we need to instill the basics.
When you're not trying to pull it back, you get that clash. You don't understand them.
Yeah, we have a caller on the line, Olorunwa from Ifako. Olorunwa, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, what my take on this topic is, I want you to understand something.
Okay.
This Gen Z, they are very workaholic, they are very smart, and they are very tolerating. But one thing I suggest is they need to nurture them.
Yeah.
We need to make sure we we monitor them. Fine. At times they go array, or how do I put it? Like they overstress themselves. They want to get a fast result when they are working. They are very fast at it. They want once you put in their hard work, then they will be like, the result should come out quick. It shouldn't be like that. Whether boomer, whether millennial, we need to monitor them. We need to nurture them and make sure we understand them as well.
What are you?
I think that's my take on it.
Sounds millennial.
What are you?
Which generation?
Which generation are you?
I'm a millennial.
Sounds millennial. The voice is still deep.
it
has not aged yet.
Miriam.
Okay, so for me, right, I feel like, with every opportunity, that you get in every generation, it creates a whole new set of skills. And so, as we said, with AI, social media, having the phones and things like that, so it has created this whole level of skills that people have. One thing I hear my friend who works in the bank talk about, she says that if you get Gen Z to work for you for 6 months, you are lucky. That they don't want the bank jobs, and when they come in for the bank jobs, they give you 3 months, 4 months, maybe 6 if they are really good, because they move on to other things. She's, because we work together in the bank, and she says, what we used to take, the salaries we used to take for the hours we used to give, they wouldn't take it. Because they can sit in their homes and be on their phones and make much more than you're giving them at the end of every month. So they'll come, get the necessary experience to help their CV, and then they say while they're doing the work, and they're wondering, this work does not require me to be here to do this job.
I can do it from home.
I can do it from home, and I can do it better, and I can even earn so much. So she says they don't have that. So they don't have this almost like loyalty to a brand or loyalty to a person or a job, because we had, we needed to be validated by our bosses, and our jobs were important to us. That's how we described ourselves.
Our identity.
Who are you? I'm a banker. I'm a this, I'm a that. They can tell, if you ask me, what do you do? They can name like 5 different. I'm an influencer, or 5 other things that they do at once. So some of those things also, because we see it as being lacking loyalty, but for them is that there are more opportunities for them to do better and more for
but
themselves.
Can I throw in something I observed? It's in this part of the world, this our Africa, Nigeria, that I hear this Gen Z's attitude to work being different. Abroad, it's not like that.
Okay.
You clock in when you're supposed, nobody cares about your age. You clock in when you're supposed to clock in. You send the emails when you're supposed to, or they let you go. So they are the ones that brought this generation.
No,
they are not the ones.
You're missing the point. When Miriam was talking, I said, did we bring them to that? It's the reward system.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you take it to that place, when you work, you clock in.
Get your
the reward matches it.
Yeah.
My young niece
like
changed 3 jobs. I was a referral. In fact, I was still filling form as referral for one. Before I heard that she don't land 1 job for Canada. In fact, when we were doing prayers for Mama on Saturday, her parents were there, and she's already in Canada for another life. She was talking to me, Auntie, I'm just 2 weeks in Canada. I said, Auntie, you know, but the reward system, the way we are loyal to a job that does not reward your hard work, does not reward your commitment, does not reward you being, the way they will bring a new person and reward the person with a new package, you'll be there. Because you have become stale, you know. So they see that system. They don't want to suffer that pain. There's no reward for suffering.
Yeah, let's take a short break. And when we come back, we'll find a way to tie this conversation. Stay with us. Welcome back. So in this conversation, we have established that we need to, set the basics, which is teach the respect, teach the morals, make them to understand that there's hierarchy and all of that, which is good. But I would like to ask this question, which is, are we going to ignore the fact that these Gen Zs, this new generation, are trying to redefine the workspace? And why am I asking this question? I have a couple of them working for me, and I got a hiring company because I had to restructure my business so that at least I'm able to take some hours off while I focus on, finding money and clients and all of that. So the recruiting company told me that many of these young people who I'm going to get to work in the capacity of marketing, content creating, sales rep and all of that, they do hybrid work. They are not going to clock in Monday to Saturday for my work, no matter how much I'm going to pay. And so it just dawned on me that they are changing the landscape of leadership. They're changing the landscape of work as we know it, as we used to know it. And so I have a couple of them working for me. They don't clock in every day. I had to understand that as long as they are able to deliver their KPIs, for instance, the content creator knows that she has to schedule her content and there must be post at so and so time on my page at so time. She doesn't have to come to the office in order to get that done. Are we facing this new reality to see that working in this, in this time, in this generation has changed from what we were used to, where they tie you down? You can't, in this part of the world, you can't even do 2 or 3 jobs. You can't even take 2 or 3 jobs at our time. But now we have a couple of Gen Zs who are doing 2 or 3 jobs and making money, and they don't have to clock in to one particular organization all the time. Should we start readjusting to this new reality in connecting to what Nima had said earlier, that we need to understand them better in order to do better?
I think first and foremost, COVID is the one that taught us that you don't have to clock in. Because before COVID, everybody was clocking in, whether you're Gen Z, whether you're Gen Alpha, any Gen you are clocking in. But COVID now taught us that
you don't need that.
You can work from home. Now the Gen Zs, now the advantage they have is they have taken advantage. They have taken advantage of this situation. They have mobile phones. They have mobile tablets. They have everything.
Yeah.
Look, the other day, and my nephew is not. He's in between. He's on the cusp of Gen Z and
millennial.
I had to do this interview, and they wanted to use the studio, and then there was Maggie doing crack on the computer, on the crack. I was just doing like this. It was just like a miracle to me.
Yeah.
That I'm, where we are. We don't go.
Close
60 something. We are closing. We are almost jumping to the other
side.
The elder of the elders.
Yeah.
Now, if you even say, I will give you $1 million, that thing Amade is doing, do it. I will use that money because I will not know anything.
Yeah.
So they have trained their minds to know all these things, or they just grew up knowing all these things because
it's a generation. And we paid for it.
Yes, they are in that
with
generation.
With our money.
With our
paid for
It's
it.
your work.
With our hard-earned money.
Did they beg to be born?
Oh, no. They chose
They did not beg to be
know why
born.
this thing
You
that
decided
to
inside
give
the enjoyment that you are having to have them. So anything that comes with having them,
I should take it.
take it and own it.
The story you just gave, right, reminded me of when many years ago when the phones came out and then you could take videos on your phone. I remember we had gone to the farm and came home and I showed my grandma on the phone the farm. She was in awe. She was like, what? Wow. You mean the farm? You mean you took on this small thing? She kept looking at it because usually it's on a big screen, TV screen or the radio. Yeah. But that you can carry this thing, put it in your pocket, come home and show me what you did at the farm. She was so much in awe. If only she was alive and she saw what they're doing today.
What they're doing with the... I remember when I first saw computer, there was no time when I was... There was a computer, the big computer. Then I just see the computer. Then laptop came out. Hey, see as laptop be. Just be like magic. Now, it's in my very eye. This tab is even big. You see the smaller one like this. That one, they do cry. Everything you just do big. They will do about 3 different clinic or 10 cents to just come out. You'll be looking. So, what is their generation is they're more
freer, smarter.
Tech savvy.
They're advanced.
Tech savvy. They're more technologically
They're actually advanced.
Yeah.
So it's giving them more freedom.
But there are some things that we go
experience helped us.
That when you talk to them and you did that. So we all have something to give each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And what I feel that we have to give them is. Oh, you have a call?
Yeah, I have a call. I'll come back to you. Yusuf from Aja. Good morning, Yusuf. Yusuf, are you there?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate your efforts about this program. It's a wonderful program. I really appreciate
Thank
the
you.
program. One thing that I want to say about this Gen Z, the good thing and the bad thing of them is that. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, the good thing and the bad thing about this Gen Z, in their generation, they love much money. They don't want to work over that money.
Okay.
One thing I must look on them, the aspect of their life. Hello?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh.
I think we lost him. Yeah, we lost him. Yes.
Yeah,
He was talking
he was
about
saying, yes, how they like, but that's something I hear about them as
they
well.
like money.
Yes. So you know how we were, and it makes the point. I mean, it
like
also
money.
goes with no. We were taught also that there's some kind of relationships that you can build. That so some things may not give you immediate monetary results, right? Yes, you can delay reward. If you build a relationship, there are some things you can do, eventually it will give you that monetary reward. And I feel that, even before the call out, what I was going to say is that what we can give this generation is the importance of real life human being relationships. I feel that they spend so much time on the computer and what the computer can do and how fast it can do for you. They forget that real life communication and relationship and building that sort of relationship is also important because there will come a point in life, where these things will not will not satisfy you. And that's why it's okay to, when we talk about that respect is not only about having, to lord it over another person. That you're building a relationship with someone who is much older and you're having these conversations with them. There are things that you can learn from that you cannot learn from your computers, whether you like it or not. There are experiences and mistakes that a human being who is much older or more experienced than you has made that you cannot learn from your computer. So those are some of the things. I hear some of the things that they struggle with in relationships. And in fact, I'll be like, wasn't it obvious, madam, from the beginning? Didn't you see the red flag? They don't seem to see all those things because this is what they are.
This is what they've grown up. So
exactly. So we need.
My daughter
that
is not
from
even a
us.
Gen Z. She's a millennial, and her life is in
computer.
And I mean, so for me, my life is not in my computer because I love to gist. Our own baby boomers, we are the gisting generation. Come and give me gist. Tell me what's the latest now. Can you go? You are not going to get that latest in the phone, right? You will get it
through
if
the
they send you. You know, but even when you see it, when you see a latest gist on the phone, you have to call somebody and say, did you hear?
Did you see?
Or did you see? Guess what? That one will now switch your belly. A Gen Z is not going to see that and
I hear that they're quite lonely.
Yeah,
that this generation is quite lonely. They have so many followers but very few real friends.
Social skills are different. So with this innovation comes certain disadvantages. But they have learned newer ways to do it. They become more creative. So instead of insisting on your reward system being delayed, they believe in immediate rewards. You know. I think this is how you appreciate my effort. You immediately reward it. In some establishments, you see the difference. You see the millennials, the baby bloomers being maybe just giving respect of age, but you see the rewarding for the Gen Zs accurately given to them. Before they're in that place where if I'm at a job today, they don't do well. Let's say their head no one straight. I don't calculate what they're giving me and my time. You know, their factors of production, they don't twist them. They can do many things in that with more innovations that they have, devices, apps, and all of that, and be more productive, and they calculate it that way. As opposed to we who think that you show up, you spend the 9 to 5 hours, and
but there has to be a balance.
Yes, I agree. I also see the disadvantage of that lack of social skills that they have because of the loneliness of talking through a device and all the time. But they see it completely different. We were talking about reward, and I was talking about how my young cousin resigned 3 jobs in 3 months. You know, I said, take it, go on, because I've learned from that my other family friend who's now working with a company in Australia, and he resigned 3 jobs in a year to land there.
To your point,
let's take
calculating his productivity well, is calculating his rewards well, as opposed to being loyal to one establishment who over time owns the entire production and can carry their child from one abroad university and come and laud you.
Yeah, true.
So own your business, and they have more sense.
We have Joe Boss from Benin. Good morning, Joe Boss. Are you there?
Yeah, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. I love the topic you have today because my work has to do with the Gen Z, I mean the campus students. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm a Christian, and my dad told me that if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? Our foundation is faulty, especially in Africa. And permit me to quickly talk about 2. Talking about culture. Placing Western education or Western education over our culture. You know that everybody in Nigeria or Africa wants their children to speak English than our dialect. This is a very big clash and crash. It's just like wanting bird to behave like snake. We are Africans, but we want to be like white. It's a very big crisis that we are having the result now. And also, talking about religion, I want to tell you what is even triggering the anger in this generation.
Okay.
The lies and its revelation in the religion are trigger anger in this generation.
You can see through.
Because of our grandparents have failed this generation. They've been so fearful of what we call lies. When you hear somebody say, tithe is paying tithe, you cannot make heaven, and our grandparents will submit to that. So this generation has come to it and they have seen it as lies. So they are so angry and want to change things. So the thing we have to do is that we have to go back to the drawing board. We have to, let every of our children know how to speak our dialect. Okay. We have to teach them the truth of the word of God. So if you can do this, then the next generation will be better than this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to ask him which of the gods.
You talked something, but there was a clash. The teaching our language came with religion. Teaching them, I know if a foreign language came with religion. It's part of the mentality the colonialists left us with to feel less. To speak a certain language, I feel like I'm feeling struggling to teach. Because my parents raised me here, but in my house, if you speak in English, they look you. In fact, if you speak in Pidgin, My father would not listen. My mom would say, okay, it's near. Because she was struggling to teach us the language. And all 5 of us speak my dialect well, and I didn't live at home. Wow. I'm there, married to the same tribe.
Now you two of you don't speak.
I speak well,
no,
but my kids.
Do you speak with him at home?
Yes. Okay. But my kids, they call it secret code.
Which is the mistake that I make that mistake with my daughter. My daughter can't speak. Why? Because
she thinks gossip.
We don't want her to hear. Instead of us teaching her.
Yeah. Okay.
You use it to gossip.
So when I started speaking Hausa, my sister was the one that pointed it out to me. She says, you only speak Hausa to these children when you're reprimanding them. Don't do that. Quickly, she told me. I was like, oh, that's true. Before they take it as a language of punishment.
They don't take it like that. It's the language of punishment. When you say, they will be joking about They know that word. Like when I will say, if I slice, I will not interpret if I slice, you slap. In my language, it means if I slice, slap for you. So they call it funny. It's called language of punishment.
So I had to
slice, slap.
I had to, but to him, I was going to say that what I find with GENZ actually is that where we were proud of our Western affectations, these ones are not. These ones are pushing. Are you seeing how? Yes, they are going to their roots and they are making it global. You are seeing our
a lot
food.
of them are using their hair.
Yes, their hair, their food, their fashion. I'm just seeing a lot of, especially online, you see people that live in Japan or live in just different far-flung countries.
But we suffer
eating our food, and
crisis a lot.
I think that we're doing better if that's what he means. Like if it's identity-wise, we are owning our identity, and
they are owning our identity for
millennials,
us. Identity that we have rejected.
Yes, the millennials really had that crisis.
Yeah. That's why I brought in that.
It was baby bloomers who were our teachers telling us that we did not. Vernacular in the school.
Baby boomers used to beat us for speaking vernacular in class.
And they gave us. No.
They beat us. Baby bloomers. There was one baby bloomer that did at 6 years.
It was the one before us.
Generation.
They beat you.
Let us stop this thing.
Find out.
There was one baby bloomer that did at 6 years. A Nigerian Yoruba woman did at 6 years some weeks ago. This thing is online for people who know the news, who follow news. And she wore a ball gown.
Okay.
The basket under the ball gown. She wore it. She went for Thanksgiving. She wore and a hat. And I was like, And Gele would have just sold this woman's beauty. But I lie, they didn't do Gele there. Till the end of that event. When she finally changed, she wore a simpler gown. This time around, they removed basket. So that the thing is not really a ball. And I was like, who do us like this? Throughout, as I was watching this thing, they spent a lot of money. Nigerian cream de la cream were attending. And I was just hot. So imagine a Gen Z watching us soon. When these baby bloomers were teaching us that that's how to be elite. That's how to be poor. That's the class for invitation.
About the etiquette part.
Now
when they taught us that we have to use fork and knife to eat our
supposed to enjoy it with your hand. Thanks. They made us have, this identity crisis when we thought when we had inferior complex about us being African. They will do it. They will call it they will theme for the party, so that a Gen Z will now come and be looking at us. So are you saying that my grandmothers who did not meet Christ or Muhammad are going to hellfire? Who did not, my ancestors? Are you beginning to raise questions that probes things? That we couldn't
knew the
generation before the baby boomers was called the silent generation.
No wonder they're very silent.
They were born between the mid-20s and the mid-40s, such as those born from 28 to 45. This generation was shaped by the Great Depression, World War II, leading to characteristics of caution and traditionalism.
Let's have mercy on them.
Our own was slavery that characterized our own silent
But I think we can wrap up this conversation at this moment. You wanted to say something before I wrap? Because your hand is up.
Yes, I want to give you the greatest generation born between 1901 and 1927.
Wow.
The silent generation born between 1925 and 1945. Not many of them are still around.
But a few of them,
a few of them are.
Very few.
Baby boomers are 1946 to 1964.
Okay, your people.
Which I fall under.
Okay. And then we already know the millennials and the Gen Z, and then the alphas. Those ones are going to be worse than what we are seeing right now. But I think we can wrap up this conversation. I think we've been able to, find
They
a way
said
to
the Gen Z
tie
are the brokest generation.
Gen Zs? No,
Yes.
they made more money.
No.
They're making more money. Why?
So because of the standard of living,
Okay, which
things
has
are
gone
much
up.
more expensive.
Yeah,
So
okay.
where baby boomers could buy retire into their
home.
own homes, many Gen Zs will not be able to do that.
It's just so unfortunate. But we found a way to tie this with the fact that parenting plays a major role. So we can do our best in our homes, those of us that are raising the Gen Zs, to give them that basics of culture, respect, work ethics, hard work, and all of that. We'll do that. But when they go out there, they're going to meet other Gen Zs as well, where they are now into their tech and all of that. We also need to find a way to help them build real relationships. There's a topic I'm sure we're going to take when we come back if we don't have a guest, which talked about a family that their TV broke. And then they didn't have TV for a couple of months, yes, and they were able to bond properly. So it's also a way that we can teach our Gen Zs how to have relationships. And it's unfortunate when you hear them. These days, they don't have relationships. They have situationships. So many things that we could not even process. We could not understand at the time. Many of them these days, they don't want to get married. I will also give it to them. They are very compassionate people. They are the ones looking into these ecosystems, sustainable, biodegradable materials and all of that. They think about the planet. They have compassion. They have empathy more than we ever had. And they are also quite honest. I'll give it to them.
Yes.
They are more honest than we that we are thinking that our behavior is better.
They don't have a reason to lie.
We have to dodge now. We can't see where we collect.
Our behavior is not any
on the
better.
It was for
But we need to-
self-preservation.
I'm telling you, but we need to do better. We need to work together. And those that we have that are working under our employee, we also need to advise them. Take it one day at a
I
time.
have one
Understand
more piece
them.
of information for you.
Oh no. Why?
Generation X
Who are they?
Yes, we know
comes after
them.
me.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, before the millennials.
Yes.
So we're not even near you now.
But now put us for trouble.
Can we move on to
When Nima said when Mr. Zibiri told Theo the age of his mom, may her soul rest in peace, that just passed. Now I can't know say I don't hold though.
You didn't know before.
I know, but I know
It didn't hit.
you people.
honestly.
It's grandma you should be calling me.
Yes.
Of course, like that one. He's not in
Fuck up
the
there.
Of
You're
course
a grandma now. You are the one that is
That's all we
glammy.
can take on
Better
this
tie your wrapper
segment.
next time you're on set.
Before the ladies start throwing
Tie your
bottles,
wrapper.
that's all we can take. When we come back, we'll move on to another topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.